Hello, everyone. Welcome to Old Man Comic Book Reviews. We've got a decent stack, and most of them are Marvel's Gang War. So let's dive into those things first, shall we? We've got issue 2 of Spider-Woman. We always get these for the crossovers, and then we never continue to buy it. I think we'll stick with it this time. Steve Fox is our writer. Carola Borelli is our artist. And, well, as you know, it's gang war. You've got different gangs fighting in different places, and Jessica is looking for her son. It's interesting when she does this disguise to get into a giant building. She just went as a averagely dressed blonde white woman, and no one questioned her to going into this security building, which I thought was funny. Madam Hydra shows up. Diamondback shows up. The artwork's a little weird for this one. I don't know if it's the same as issue 1. Someone can check that on me from a previous issue. But it's Spider-Woman, and she wants to know where her son is. And so she's just kicking butt and taking names. Good book. And the Sensational She-Hulk, they had to restart the book so they could have another number 1 and use the word sensational. That's literally the only reasons I can think of, because we didn't change any of the creative team. Rainbow Rowell is still our writer. Andres Genolet is still our artist. And when last we left, April Booth, who tried to turn herself into a Hulk, is trying to get DNA away from the Hulk. And Jennifer is trying to stop her from doing that. And her husband, the new Hulk, who calls herself Anathema. It's a weird name for a supervillain. Anyways, they try to steal DNA from the Hulk, and so Jennifer and Hulk go and have themselves a little talk. I don't know about the long hair for the Hulk. It's kind of weird looking. I don't get that, but this is still always a good book. Big fan. I do love She-Hulk. We got a new number 1, Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. Shang-Chi. Don't care if that's not how you pronounce it. That's how I pronounced it for decades. Get over it. Greg Pak is our writer. Kyle Mahado is our artist. And it's time for Shang, who is part of the gangs that are in New York. He always works for good, though. He doesn't work for bad, of course. But so since his 5-weapon society is part of this, he goes into the fray to tell people to stay out of Chinatown. Spider-Man shows up long enough to make sure he's behaving, and somebody takes the 10 rings and locks them away, so he can't use them. So he's going back to his old master of Kung Fu, kicking butt, taking names. Thought the cover was interesting. They made him look a lot like Bruce Lee on this cover. I do like the stylized cover artwork. I don't think that's the same artist. We can take a hot second to check, can't we? Let's see. Cover artist, David Aja. Or Aja. I don't know, David. If you want to tell me, just comment on the video. Yeah, because David is watching my show. Alright, episode, right. Issue 4 of Miles Morales' Spider-Man. Look, Prowler's on the cover. Yay! Cody Ziegler is our writer. Federico Vincentini, or Vicenti. No, it's Vicenti. Vicentini. I don't know. So, a million years ago, when the Earth was still cooling, and Spider-Man, Peter Parker Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, was first starting, there was this group called the Enforcers. There's Ox, big giant dumb Ox. There's Montana, he's a cowboy. And then there's the little guy who knows some martial arts. His name is Fancy Dan. These are the Enforcers. Now, they've been through some things, and they brought them back for this to team up with Hobgoblin to help fight the good guys. And to be honest, I was more shocked of anything just seeing them. Prowler shows up and they got to fight him. Daughters of the Dragon, they got to fight them. Scorpion's in there and a couple other villains. One of the villains is really bad at being a villain. She's just learning how her superpowers work. Miss Marvel shows up, and the girl Vulture that Miles knows. This is what we like to refer to in the business as a busy book. Here, let me just find you a page that I stared at for a minute and tried to figure out exactly what direction I was trying to go in. I know I've got one, don't worry. Here's a nice big splash page, but that's not what I'm after. Here, like this. What the heck? It's still fun to look at, though. And it's a good book. Alright, here, time for a complaint. You ready? Okay. Episode again. Issue 21 of Ghost Rider. This is classic horror comic Ghost Rider. It's been the best book. You're like, oh, what does that mean? So Benjamin Percy is still our writer. Carlos Nieto is our artist. And when last Talia and Johnny had wild, crazy, supernatural sex to create this little monster, now Johnny's turned into Ghost Rider to fight demons. Doctor Strange is trying to help out in the past. It's a big, giant final fight. It's to wrap up the storyline. That's what we're doing here. And something may or may have gone wrong with Talia, and Mephisto shows up at the end, because this is what we refer to in the business as the last issue. So they can do another number one. Like the She-Hulk thing I was complaining about earlier. And they say somebody else is going to be the Spirit of Vengeance. Well, I don't know that it's Robbie Reyes, and there's another one that I don't remember. Johnny Blaze should be Ghost Rider. So, there's a new number one. At this point, I'm kind of in the same camp as when they killed Moon Knight recently. Kind of doubt I'll buy either one. We'll see. Maybe I'll flip through it at the comic book store, and if it grabs me, I'll be like, oh, let's see what they're doing. Thought I was done complaining. Okay, so we got another complaint in this, Avengers Inc. And I really like Avengers Inc. I really liked what it was doing. Let me find my whodunits. Here we go. Case number 4. It's issue 4. Writer Al Ewing, penciler Leonard Kirk, color artist. So who's the artist? Penciler, color artist. We'll just call him the color artist then. Alex Sinclair. I got a penciler and no inker. Does it look like it's just penciled? Nope, that's ink. So anyways, the whole idea has been people get killed, and Janet and Victor Shade are on the case. They're going to find out who done it. They go to enlist the aid of Moon Knight. And they're like, we don't want the guy in the suit, we want the guy with the cape. You think that's just completely, totally fair. And so what do we get? Oh, that's right. Henry Pym, who has been killing all of these villains to make a new army called the Lethal Legion, so they can fight the bad guys to get rid of Ultron. And I can't tell you the end of this episode. This is... Okay, for as much as I hate that they're turning it into a superhero comic book again, because it really wasn't, the end of this and the result of who Victor Shade is was pretty good. Gave me that, but I'm still kind of missing my... It was just mystery solving. Why are you solving this in episode 4? This better not be a limited series. You told me it wasn't. Marvel. So let me double check that it doesn't say of anything. Yeah, no. It doesn't say anything like that. So you better not turn this off as a limited series. And I'd like to go back to the mystery thing. I like that a lot. Alright. We've slogged through all the Marvel. Couple of DCs. Dawn of DC 4. Power Girl. When last we left her, her giant Kryptonian lion died. But he didn't. Because the virus that's in him is really, 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 really hard to kill. So Power Girl is sort of controlled by it now. I mean, they did a really great splash page with that. That's really cool. I like that. I think though on the cover it feels like they made her boob window bigger. There's a lot more window there than before. I don't know. It's still a good book. Oh, we didn't do any of the people in it. That's so shameful of me. Let me find it. Because this is going with the Power Girl that was raised in a ship. And it's like oh, it's at the end. Suspended animation or whatever. So let's see. Our writer is Leah Williams. Penciler is Eduardo Pansica. Inker is Julio Ferreira. Hey man, all these names I could say. That's great. The worst part about the virus is Fortress of Solitude is where it's currently at. It even affects robots. Organic and inorganic material can all be affected by this thing. So no one is safe. Good book. I love Power Girl. Alright, we were supposed to review this last week, but I forgot to read it, so we're reviewing it this week. I will confess to my miscalculation. Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong, issue number 3. And I know that they put all of them in the back on this one. Brian Buccellato is our writer? Brian Buccellato is our writer. I don't know what a writist. Oh, it's a writer-artist. Writist! Anyways, Christian Duce. I hope I said that right, Christian, is our artist. And we're doing classic Justice League. Everyone's splitting up. You got Flash going to the Iron Heights where the giant spider is. Supergirl goes to help him out. Last time we met, though, Superman was down for the count. Like, dead. And everyone always says the same thing. Oh, he's dead again? We know he's not dead. We all know he's not dead. Atom Smasher turns giant to fight one-on-one with Godzilla. But when you're a human and he's a lizard, I don't care how big you get. That's not going to work for you. It was interesting to have Billy Batson get as close as possible to Godzilla and yell Shazam so that the lightning bolt would go through Godzilla. To me, that was some classic fun. I had a lot of fun with it. It reminds me of the old Marvel Godzilla comic book where superheroes would fight Godzilla. So all the Justice League's here, even reserves. I saw Hot Girl. The bad guys are here. Wonder Woman's there with Donna Troy. Green Lantern, Green Arrow, yes. Green Arrow gets into a fight with a kaiju with his freaking bow and arrow. I do believe it's Kong. Let me look. Oh, yeah. It's Kong. So, yeah, it doesn't go well for him. Don't worry, he's not dead again. So, that's issue 3 of 6. I think Luthor finds an OMAC satellite at the end. So I'm not sure where we're going to go with this. But it's been a lot of fun. It's busy. I like how busy it is. They're all over the place. It's like, we're doing this, and there's this guy doing it. We're over here, we're doing that. So I'm having a lot of fun with this. So there you go. Final is a Black Mask is the company who makes this. This is our 3rd and final issue of this particular story arc. These do not come out on a regular basis. This is Gangster Ass Barista, written by Pat Shand, illustrated by Renzo Rodriguez, and there was our girl who, the one barista took a bunch of money, and the gangsters showed up, and she had a past where she used to do stuff even when she was a little girl, and a motorcycle gang came up and tried to attack her, and she tricked them, got them the money, and got one of them in trouble all at once. So, very good stuff. Then she went back to work at the coffee house and told the little red-headed dipshit that stole the money that he would be cleaning the toilets forever and ever. So, and her biggest challenge of the entire thing was she goes to work and they're doing half off all cold drinks. And they're short a person. So, yeah. And then that's it. That's all we got. There's a little bonus story in the back which tells about her when she was little. And they have promised us that Gangster Ass Barista would be back. And if you really want to, there's a thing called Destiny New York that has Trinity in it. So there's another way of reading more about Trinity. And it's a trade paperback, so apparently it's been out for a while. So this was a lot of fun when it comes out. This is my daughter's comic that she picks out, but we're still going to get it, and it was fun to read. And plus, this is really, I didn't even, yeah, I did. I talked about who did it. This is really nice black and white and really good, nice, tight line art on here. It's gorgeous. So I don't get black and white comics. Back in the 90s when there was the big black and white rush, but not anymore. So this is kind of a nice change of pace. It didn't need the color. Made it work a little better. Made it a little more film noir-y kind of thing. So there's the stack. Stack them, rack them. That's all of them. Sophie Fio, you came over and helped me do special effects in the lab for my new movie, All Out Monster War. Shameless plug right there. That was a lot of fun. And then we had chocolate chip pancakes and Flaming Hot Cheetos, but not at the same thing. I didn't put the Flaming Hot Cheetos in the pancakes. So until next week, I want you all to go run off to a comic book store or a library or online. There are comic books here. I don't think we're going to do the event, superhero versus, because the only non-superhero book is right here. Everything else has got somebody with a cape or a superpower in it. So superheroes win this week. So till next week, go read a comic book.